You're watching Championship Week, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods.
It's over. First ticket to the big. Welcome to the MAAC Women's Championship as part of Championship Week presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. It's the Quinnipiac Bobcats against the Marist Red Foxes here at the Mass Mutual Center in Springfield, Massachusetts. Quinnipiac took down the top-seeded Iona Gales in yesterday's semifinals, while Marist, the co-regular season champ, is the 9-time defending champion of this tournament. And welcome, everybody, to Springfield, Massachusetts. Doug Sherman along with former Marist Red Fox Julianne Vianney. So glad you could join us this afternoon for a chance to see a unique matchup of reigning conference tournament champs.
And how many times do you see two reigning conference champs facing each other? Quinnipiac moved to the MAAC conference this year after winning the NEC conference last year. So these are two teams that are no strangers to winning big games, but Quinnipiac lost to Marist twice in the regular season. It's not easy to beat a team 3 times in 1 year.
Well, these two teams, as we take a look at our one-on-one, have contrasting styles when they get out on the floor.
Well, Quinnipiac's got to defend in transition. Marist doesn't run except against Quinnipiac because they know how hard they crash the boards, and they've got to defend the runs. If Marist gets too large of a lead, teams all year have struggled coming from behind and for Marist to defend the paint. Quinnipiac has inside presence and post-up players they want to go to, and they crash the glass hard, so rebounding will be huge tonight too.
Starting lineup for the Bobcats, who went 21-11 to this point. They won 30 games a year ago. Their dominant players, Jillian Abshire at the point, Brittany McQuain inside. And a lot of familiar faces for the Marist Red Foxes, Doolin Coffey, Ockenden, O'Connor, and Blaze. And we are underway from the birthplace of basketball, Springfield, Massachusetts. The Bobcats with the basketball first in their road navy uniforms, and there's a look at Brittany McQuain getting the first 2 points today.
We said it, Doug. She's going to be key. Every time Quinnipiac plays well, it's when Brittany McQuain's getting touches every time down the floor.
Nice look for 2. That's just part of the game of Emma O'Connor to be able to find Casey Doolin.
It sure is, and Doolin's going to have to step up big today. She struggled the past couple of games from the floor.
She is a young woman who has tremendous experience in this event. Last year she was part of the All-MAAC tournament team. And so if you are Marist, you come in with plenty of confidence. Madeline Blaze fouled. Trisha Fabry in her 18th and now 19th season as head coach of the Bobcats. She is the winningest coach in program history, and Brian Georges with an unparalleled record of success in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. Blaze makes her first free throw. She is a 6'1" sophomore from New Hampshire, and the second leading scorer on this team that is very well balanced. All 5 starters, Julianne, average double figures.
And that's one of the challenges for opponents when they face Marist, is they can't really cover one player. They've got a few that can score and do a variety of things.
Doolin deflects the pass. Shot clock down to 10. Nice left-handed finish by McQueen.
McQueen's playing her best basketball right now. And so is Quinnipiac. When we talked to Coach Fabry yesterday and even today a little bit, she said, well, we're playing our best ball right now, and that's when you want to peak as a team.
Sydney Coffey with her first 2. That's a held ball as Coffey and McQueen got tied up.
And McQueen is key for Quinnipiac, and she can turn and face like a guard too. And then Coffey takes what the defense gives her. She has been so good this year at getting to the basket. And when teams are playing her tight, she's good off the bounce.
Very versatile, 6-foot sophomore from Hopkins, Minnesota. Doolin drive and dish for O'Connor.
And Emma O'Connor has been phenomenal all season. She's the most versatile player in the MAAC. Can step out and hit that 3. You've got to get there.
Martin picked up her dribble, now back out to Abshire. McQueen, first miss of the ball game for her. O'Connor looks back door, now instead pulls the trigger.
It's interesting seeing McQueen covering O'Connor. I think O'Connor can step out and face up and really take McQueen. There's a bit of a speed advantage there.
Martin misses. McQueen keeps it alive to herself, and she's fouled on the way up by Doolin. Well, Emma O'Connor is a first-team all-conference forward, 6-foot senior from Lynbrook, New York, but she's more comfortable perhaps on the wing.
Nice penetration and pitch by Casey Doolin, and O'Connor has been playing so well lately. And the whole year, Doug, she has just been unbelievable. And she worked so hard to get where she's at over the summer. She got in the weight room. She shoots with the gun.
She averages nearly 14 points per game to lead the Red Foxes. And in the win in the semifinals yesterday, she was the catalyst. Not surprisingly, 23 points and 12 rebounds. Looks like we're going to have a break to get some perspiration cleaned up off the floor.
Gotta clean that. You don't want it slipping. And Quinnipiac versus Marist this season. Both times Quinnipiac lost to Marist. That first meeting in December was a much closer game, and Coffey, you see, played very well that game. But she does well against Quinnipiac as she takes it off the bounce. Nobody matches up with her. I think she's going to be key today to continue to take advantage of that.
Marist got to this point by beating Siena in the quarterfinal round, 87-65, and then the win yesterday in the semis over Ryder.
And yesterday's semifinal against Ryder was a little bit sloppy. Marist started out missing a ton of chippies, something they don't normally do. Both teams actually did. They missed a lot of shots.
Especially early on, it made you wonder if, well, is this the year that Marist might drop a game in the MAAC tournament? They've not lost here since 2005. Cameron Warner off the bench with her first 2 points.
And that young lady has really turned it on this tournament. Had 17 points against Canisius on 6 of 8 that first game. Yesterday she played great.
Madeline Blaze with her first field goal. She's got 4, and the lead is back to 4. Warner to the corner. Ellen Cannon could not find the range, and the Red Foxes back the other way. Doolin blocked.
When you get deep in the paint against Quinnipiac, they've got long arms. That pull-up jumper against them is pretty key.
From 1 to 5, this Quinnipiac team is longer and taller than Marist and really anybody else in the conference.
That's why they can give teams trouble. They've got some inside presence.
And Cannon, the 5'5" senior from Westchester, PA, knocks it down. The Bobcats back within a point.
Cannon has been a nice spark this year as well, and that's what happens when you get inside action. Is it opens up the perimeter as well.
O'Connor with an open look.
A good defense by Ockenden, the defensive player of the year for Marist. She gets to those spots right.
Coffee for 3.
Transition game is key, Doug, and that's what we said, and that's how Marist gets their quick perimeter shots as well. Quinnipiac has to be sure there's no backpedaling against Marist. They've got to run and get back.
Off the turnover, here come the Red Foxes. Ockenden to her natural left hand. And the Red Foxes will keep possession. Sydney Coffey dropped a career-high 28 points on Quinnipiac back in February. Off to a quick start here this afternoon with a conference championship on the line. ESPN News presentation. Dick's Sporting Goods every season starts at Dick's. Pepsi Max, 0 calories, 0 graphics. Art Himmelberger, the band leader at Marist College, started this band with only 2 students back in the mid-'80s, and now they are dozens strong and clearly the class of the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference.
Oh, they're so much fun, and I remember obviously playing at Marist, and Art was just so enthusiastic. You don't go to a Marist game and not recognize Art. He is just so exciting to watch. He's so into it, and we loved it.
The only thing is, I'm going to have your alma mater's fight song in my head for the next month and a half.
That's true. It never leaves your head.
But home games...
I used to sing it in my sleep.
Oh, home games at McCann Arena, when Mr. Himmelberger gets to go out onto the floor during pregame warm-ups to lead the band, it's just fantastic.
That's right.
That's a 2-point shot from the corner by Leanne Ockenden.
That's one of the things you cannot do against Marist, is leave any room from the perimeter. Now, Marist struggled from the perimeter yesterday a bit, but you've got to cover that.
She hits at a 37% rate from 3, Coffey at 36, and then O'Connor really sets the pace at 45%.
A nice touch pass by Cammie Warner. That was a real great play. Didn't even catch it. Saw her teammate out of the corner of her eye.
And Ellen Cannon came into the game averaging only 3.3 per game. She's already got 6 on a pair of triples. Natalie Gomez-Martinez with a basketball. Shot clock down to 7. Doolin puts it up. She did not catch iron. They call it jump ball. And it'll be Bobcats basketball.
And one thing Quinnipiac has worked on and gotten a lot better with is their defense, Doug. Earlier in the year, that was their Achilles heel, really. Trisha Fabry said, we're struggling with our defense. But throughout the season, they've really worked on it and done a better job with their communicating in the second portion of this year.
Off the curl, the layup is missed by Samantha with Stella. Tori Giroux with the basketball. She gets her own miss. 0 for 2 on that possession for the Vanderbilt transfer. Seven points now for McQueen.
That penetration and pitch, it's huge. You've got to find McQueen every time down the floor. And Marist is losing her a bit in the paint. And they play well when she gets the ball.
A senior from Independence, Missouri, the 9th all-time leading scorer in program history. Again, shot clock under 10. That Bobcats defense making it tough on Marist. 2 to shoot. Doolin's going to have to put it up, and she doesn't. A disjointed couple of sets thanks to the defense of Trisha Fabry. 16-15 with the championship in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference on the line. Brian Georges' Red Foxes are the 9-time defending champs. ESPNU's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. Pepsi Max, 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. And Golden Corral, help yourself to happiness. That's a nice look at the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame here in Springfield, Massachusetts. We're just a couple of miles away from the Hall of Fame and Museum at the Mass Mutual Center in Springfield. With Julianne Viani, I'm Doug Sherman as the officials were taking another look to see if this was a 2 or a 3. And again, in women's basketball, with these 3 lines in this arena, Julianne, it can be confusing, but we're looking at the closer black line.
Yeah, that was definitely behind it.
Gomez Martinez at the point. Natalie Martucci all over for Quinnipiac. Errant pass taken away. Here comes Jasmine Martin. And she is fouled by O'Connor. They're the lines we're talking about. 19 feet 9 inches is the nearest to the basket. That's the women's college basketball line. The men's college line is the white line, a foot back. And then the third line that we see around is the NBA/D-League line, that for this building, you've got the Springfield Armor of the NBA's D-League. They shoot their 3-pointers from the third line. /
where I used to shoot from.
Sure. Just warming up.
That's right. That can be confusing, though. That was one thing Coach Georges used to say a lot, is it would drive him crazy, and a lot of coaches crazy, when players are always on the line.
Ockenden from well beyond the white line misfires for Marist. Nice move by Jillian Abshire. And the junior from Washington, D.C. gets her first 2 points.
I like the way Quinnipiac is really attacking Marist right now. They're just taking it at them, getting to the hole, and I like that.
O'Connor. Rebound comes down to Martucci. Abshire leads the MAAC in assists per game and is 7th in the country at 6.5 per. And another corner 3. This time it's Guastella. Timeout. Red Foxes. It's a 12-0 Bobcats run.
And what a quick release Sam Guastella has. Nice ball reversal right back to her. And she is ready for that ball. There's no hesitation at all. She just strokes it. You got to make sure you get your hand in her face. Be there on the catch, because Guastella has been shooting the rock real well.
Tuesday on ESPNU, Championship Week continues with more women's conference title games with a ticket to the big dance at stake. At 2 Eastern, it's the Summit Championship. Then at 4 Eastern, it's the West Coast Championship. It's all part of Championship Week, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. That's Tuesday on ESPNU and also live on Watch ESPN. Casey Doolin, senior captain from Milford, Connecticut.
Quinnipiac really aggressive defensively today. More so than I've seen throughout this year. They're making it tough and disrupting Casey Doolin at the point. It's hard to see over that when you want to try to run the offense.
Foul on Martucci. Doolin goes past her. Blaze was fouled. And we'll have a chance at the line to snap this 12-0 Bobcats run.
That's something Madeline Blaze has worked on throughout this year. She used to just be a 3-point shooting threat, and now that she has really extended her game to being able to penetrate to the basket, it's opened up a variety of options for her offensively.
Well, she still shoots it very well from the perimeter as well at 43%. Second team all-conference. And at 6'1", she is a tough matchup. This time the 3 off the mark, but there's Brittany McQuain on the glass, as she always is, averaging over 9 rebounds a game. Abshire for 3. The 3-ball continues to be the story for the Bobcats. The lead is 7.
But Brittany McQuain has drawn so many double teams this year. She's gotten real good at passing out of it. And
Ockenden picked up her dribble. 10 on the shot clock. Doolin. And she was fouled And it'll go against Brittany McQuain.
So look at McQuain here. She draws Blaze in the double team, and she's patient with the basketball. She doesn't panic. She finds her open shooter on the perimeter, and that's something she's worked on throughout the season, and Abshire nails it. But that's all about rotating properly, and if you're Marist, you have to recognize that, and the opposite guard has to come over and pick up that shooter in Abshire.
Julianne, the Bobcats had such a tremendous offensive second half yesterday to upset the #1 seeded Iona Gales. They scored 55 points after the break to snap what was a 24 all-time.
Well, they played very well in that second half, and you have to pick a half to play well in. You want to finish it out.
Cristela. McQuain lays it in.
Nice pass to McQuain. I like the way Abshire sees the floor.
Coffey was cutting through the lane, but she got cut off by Martin, and the ball goes out of bounds.
This is a nice job. It's a pick and roll. Simple pick and roll, and a nice job by McQuain reading that. She slipped it. She saw how the defense was playing it. And Abshire is very good at seeing the floor. She has been tremendous with it. She had 14 assists this year against American.
She's got 8 points so far here today. That was a 2-point shot, so she has 7. I stand corrected. O'Connor with the basketball for the Red Foxes. Doolin fumbles the ball near the sideline, and she is out of bounds. It's going from bad to worse for the 9-time defending tournament champs. Jillian Boo Abshire. Marist finds itself trailing by 11, and Julianne Vianney. Let's go inside the play, and we'll see why the offense has been struggling a bit for the Red Foxes.
Well, this morning, Trisha Fabry said, we need to defend all 5 players, and in this particular possession, that's exactly what Quinnipiac did. You see their active hands and their active feet. They're in proper help position, and this is why they get this steal, but they have definitely intensified that in this game. And this is a team, remember, Doug, that has been known all season for their offense. They've been top in the league in offense, up there with Iona throughout the season, but their defense is what has made them tougher as it's gotten better.
Napolitano misses the 3. Rebound grabbed by Blaze. Keep in mind, the Bobcats won the NEC championship last year. They won 30 games and went to the NCAA tournament where they lost to Maryland. So it's not like they are new to the party. They are new to the MAAC, but they are tournament tested and ready to take down Marist. 2-point shot for Jasmine Martin.
And Quinnipiac is playing like they want it more right now than Marist. They are just playing so hard. Jasmine Martin, another weapon who has stepped up in this tournament.
And another steal. We saw the Marist drought over 6 minutes now. Warner missed the layup.
That's just bad communication on Marist's part. Not getting that rotation. They really lucked out on that missed layup.
O'Connor drives around Warner, who is called for the foul.
And that's something I think can happen all day. Because Emma O'Connor has that ability to take it off the bounce. They can clear out that side and let her go. She creates those mismatch problems for teams.
Doolin finally gets it in. Offensive foul called against Ockenden.
And that call has been pretty consistent all year long. The referees have been calling the hand check, the arm bar. And it's uncharacteristic, too, for Marist to have 6 turnovers at this point in the game.
That was their 3rd team foul in the first against Leanne Ockenden. Abshire calls for the screen. McQueen the rebound. McQueen again. O'Connor finally clears the defensive glass.
McQueen's been a beast, though, on the boards. You've got to put a body on her, and Marist is not able to. They're not finding her.
Another Marist turnover. Martin stops and lays it in.
The best way to get your offense going is with your defense, and that's what Quinnipiac is doing right now. Quinnipiac's defense here is just phenomenal. That's a great job with Ostergaard getting her hand in the passing lane, and then Abshire getting it up the floor to Martin. And this is why their offense is flowing right now. It's because it's starting on that defensive end.
Tonight at 7 Eastern on ESPN, Championship Week continues with the American Women's Championship as 3rd-ranked Louisville takes on #1 and undefeated UConn in pursuit of perfection. As part of Championship Week presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. That's tonight at 7 Eastern on ESPN and also live on Watch ESPN.
It's probably one of the best UConn teams I have ever seen. I mean, it's tough to say that. They're good every year, Doug, but I think that should be an interesting game. They've beaten Louisville twice already this year. But Louisville, they can come up with big games with Shoni Schimmel. She gets some big shots. So it should be a fun one to watch.
Well, that man does not often find himself in the position he is in. Down 33-18, Brian Georges. has cut down the nets each of the last 9 years, but they've got a lot of catching up to do, as the Bobcats used a 12-0 run to come back from 6 down early in the half, and they've been in control ever since. Abshire called for the blocking foul. For a team like Marist that's had this much success, Julianne, can it be so shocking to the system to find yourself down like this that you don't know what to do?
Well, I think this year Marist has, they've lost a couple of conference games this year, which is obviously not as common for a Marist program, but they have come from behind in certain games, and yeah, they might feel a little bit surprised that they're down early because they're so used to winning, but you have to answer, just like any other team. You got to answer Quinnipiac's runs. We said that Quinnipiac would have to answer Marist, but right now, Marist has not answered the run Quinnipiac's been on.
Cannon misses the 2. Bobcats basketball.
And Quinnipiac is finding the block. They're really finding players to post, or to box out. Guastella down low. That's going to be real key today. Marist is not boxing out as well.
Two more points for Brittany McQuain. She's into double figures.
She's eating up anybody covering her in that paint area. That's why one of my keys was defend the paint. And she gets it. Quinnipiac's got 12 in the paint right now to Marist's 4. Marist settling a little bit.
Again, that Bobcats defense making it extremely difficult on the Red Foxes. Coffey. It doesn't go. Giroux's kept it alive, and Coffey pulls it back out.
The shot clock has wound down a few times already in this first half, Doug, because of the defense of Quinnipiac.
And then Cannon is called for the personal.
Taking it to the basket for Marist is going to be huge. The 2 times that they were successful against Quinnipiac this year, they were taking it off the bounce.
I've got some numbers for you, Julianne. Entering championship week through March 16th, we had 225 men's and women's games coming on the ESPN networks, 44 tickets being punched, and 29 conferences represented on the ESPN networks, including here in Springfield, Massachusetts at the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference Championship. Marist back within 15. Ostergaard right around Doolin, but she missed the layup. O'Connor the block shot, and Doolin rips the basketball away, and here she comes. The extra pass to Coffey, who spots up.
That's one of the things Coach Georges was worried about, is those missed shots today. Those are shots that they've made throughout the year.
3:32 remaining in the half. Timeout here at the Mass Mutual Center. All smiles on the Bobcats bench. We're back in Springfield, Massachusetts, which is a neutral site for the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference Women's Championship game. This is an 11-team league, and for those of you around the country who might not know where some of these schools are located, Marist is in Poughkeepsie, New York, up the Hudson Valley from New York City. And Quinnipiac, one of two newcomers to the conference, is located in Hamden, Connecticut. And the Bobcats have come in loaded for bear. Marist is the team to beat every year. But Tricia Fabry's Bobcats, coming off of an NCAA tournament bid out of the NEC a year ago, looking to take a MAAC bid to the tournament this year.
When Coach Fabry entered the league, now she used to play at Fairfield, so they entered the MAAC conference. She felt she was coming home, and it's a step up in the conference. They've gotten used to it now by this time of the year. They've been here before.
And she didn't just play at Fairfield. You're understating it. She was a superstar. She is a Fairfield Athletics Hall of Famer. Shot clock down to 1. The Marist defense holds. She's also on the MAAC 25th anniversary team. That's how
not
good
too
she
shabby.
Doolin missed the layup.
Marist just missing a lot of chippies, but Quinnipiac is making it so tough for them.
McQuain. Martucci swings the ball to the left wing. Here comes McQuain along the baseline, and she traveled. There's some of the numbers for Fabry. Last 14 years, 261 wins after such a slow start. She took over a program and went 2-23 her first year, back in 95-96. And then last year they won 30. Just an incredible turnaround and a run of success that they're continuing here in the MAAC.
She is a winner. That's why I think this matchup is so great between her and Coach Georges. Two coaches that just really mold their kids into the way they want them to play. And they're smart. I like that. They really have that X's and O's mentality.
2 minutes remaining in the half. Corner three, Martucci. It's an air ball.
Thought Ostergaard had McQuain open that time. And Quinnipiac, we said they have to get back in transition, and they did get back. Although they fouled here, they got back a lot better than they have in previous meetings I've seen between these two teams. And they have really made a concerted effort to stop that transition.
Julianne, Marist has gone over 12 minutes since its last field goal.
That is really unlike Marist. Their scoring this year has been one of the top in the conference. And you've got to give credit to Quinnipiac. Marist is really flustered, and they're not playing their game right now. Quinnipiac is controlling the tempo.
Off the Ostergaard miss, O'Connor with another rebound. Here goes Doolin. Tori Giroux blocked. And that defense continues to hold.
Marist needs something from Tori Giroux. She gives them a little bit of size inside. I've seen her have some good games this year. But I think she's a key, a real X factor.
In the regular season finale, she dropped 21 on Iona. And what was such a key game, it allowed Marist to share the regular season title.
Look at the nose for the ball Quinnipiac has, even offensive rebounds. They're just playing really hungry, Doug.
Timeout on the floor. The journey to Nashville begins next Monday with the NCAA Women's Selection Special. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern on ESPN, your home for the exclusive live announcement of the Field of 64. Then at 8 Eastern, ESPNU has extended coverage. That's Monday on ESPN and ESPNU, and also live on Watch ESPN. There you see the schedule of events for the NCAA Women's Basketball Tournament, leading all the way to April 6th and 8th at the Women's Final Four. So, Julianne, who do you have at this moment as your favorite or favorites to get to the Final Four?
Oh, geez. Well, I think it's kind of the usuals for me. I mean, who I think will is, UConn. You got UConn, Notre Dame. I can't wait to see them. I hope they face each other.
Yeah.
UConn and Notre Dame. I think the only team that can beat UConn this year is probably Notre Dame. They've been playing so well. Even though they graduated Skylar Diggins, a player of her caliber, they've actually played, I think, better this year. A little bit more team-oriented. So I can't wait for that. But, you've got some good ones. Stanford, Tennessee is good. You've got the Kentuckys that could leak in there. So I think it should be interesting.
So do you think the pursuit of perfection will come to pass for one of those two schools?
It could. I think it could. I think that the chances are quite high. But you don't see that happen ever.
No.
A perfect season.
Final 30 seconds of the half, and that finally breaks the drought for Marist. Casey Doolin with the layup.
Marist needed that real bad. And Doolin is good at getting in the lane.
Shot clock is off. The Bobcats will hold for one final shot. Double dribble against Warner. So now Marist will have 2.1 to try and get up a shot. Doolin's heave is off the mark. Brian Georges and his Marist Red Foxes are the 9-time defending tournament champs here in the MAAC, but they are down by 11 to the Quinnipiac Bobcats as we head to the locker rooms. Coming up on the Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report, UConn's pursuit of perfection and the Marist decade of dominance, plus, of course, our first half highlights and statistics from Springfield, Massachusetts. One of these two teams will be cutting down the nets after another 20 minutes of action. So far, it's been all Bobcats. Back with our halftime report after this. Okay.
Okay, so we're just chatting about this then. All right. Since 2003-04. That's me. Look at my head. I look like an idiot. Oh my gosh. Idiot. So funny. This is my favorite picture of all time. Right. UConn. Right, right. And we're not on camera, right, Steve, for this?
This halftime report is presented by Buffalo Wild Wings, the official hangout for NCAA March Madness. And welcome back to the MAAC Women's Championship as part of Championship Week, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. With Julianne Vianney, I'm Doug Sherman, and we're having the pleasure again this year to watch the Marist Red Foxes try to continue their decade of dominance. You've been a part of it. A nationally ranked team, and to put it in perspective, not that we're comparing Marist to UConn, but at their respective levels, the success certainly is comparable.
It's not a bad team to be somewhat compared to. UConn has been obviously a powerhouse. Coach Ariema wins it every single year, but Marist, you're right, at that middle ground Division I level has done tremendous job. I mean, year in and year out, Coach George recruits a specific type of person, and he molds it into his style. And you know what? Gino Ariema does that too. So it's pretty exciting when you look at these numbers.
Well, Marist's record since the start of the 03-04 season, his second year, Coach Georges has won over 90% of his games. Tonight at 7 Eastern on ESPN, Championship Week continues with the American Women's Championship as number 3 Louisville takes on number 1 and undefeated UConn. The Huskies are in pursuit of perfection. It's part of Championship Week presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. That's tonight at 7 Eastern on ESPN and also live on Watch ESPN. Let's take a listen to Tricia Fabry addressing her team in the halftime locker room as we head to break.
Does everyone understand? Contest on the shooters, all right? Rebound the ball, sprint it right down their backs, and everybody's ready. 20 more minutes. 20 better minutes. Stay focused, stay together. Continue to take care of business.
Let's go.
Contain
at the top of the floor, ladies. Contain at the top of the floor.
On D, a little bit better arc when you're up at the top and talking to the girl who's behind. Does everyone understand? Be ready to call the ice on the ball.
This halftime report is presented by Buffalo Wild Wings, the official hangout for NCAA March Madness. This halftime report is presented by Buffalo Wild Wings, the official hangout for NCAA March Madness. And welcome back to the MAAC Women's Championship as part of Championship Week, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. With Julianne Vianney, I'm Doug Sherman, and we're having the pleasure again this year to watch the Marist Red Foxes try to continue their decade of dominance. You've been a part of it. taken down a nationally ranked team. And to put it in perspective, not that we're comparing Marist to UConn, but at their respective levels, the success certainly is comparable.
It's not a bad team to be somewhat compared to.
Yeah.
UConn has been obviously a powerhouse. Coach Ariema wins it every single year, but Marist, you're right, at that middle ground Division I level has done tremendous job. I mean, year in and year out, Coach George recruits a specific type of person, and he molds it into his style. And you know what? Gino Ariema does that too. So it's pretty exciting when you look at these numbers.
Well, Marist's record since the start of the 03-04 season, his second year, Coach Georges has won over 90% of his games. Tonight at 7 Eastern on ESPN, Championship Week continues with the American Women's Championship as number 3 Louisville takes on number 1 and undefeated UConn. The Huskies are in pursuit of perfection. It's part of Championship Week presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. That's tonight at 7 Eastern on ESPN and also live on Watch ESPN. Let's take a listen to Tricia Fabry addressing her team in the halftime locker room as we head to break.
Does everyone understand? Contest on the shooters, all right? Rebound the ball, sprint it right down their backs, and everybody's ready. 20 more minutes. 20 better minutes. Stay focused, stay together. Continue to take care of business.
Let's go. Contain at the top of the floor, ladies. Contain at the top of the floor.
On D, a little bit better arc when you're up at the top and talking to the girl who's behind. Does everyone understand? Be ready to call the ice on the ball.
This halftime report is presented by Buffalo Wild Wings, the official hangout for NCAA March Madness. Welcome back to the MAAC Women's Championship here in Springfield, Massachusetts. Quinnipiac on top 35-24 as part of Championship Week presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. With Julianne Viani, I'm Doug Sherman, and your alma mater is learning what Quinnipiac basketball is all about. Now, typically this year, the Bobcats have been known for their offense, but it's been their defense so far here today.
Quinnipiac's defense has carried them, and that is exactly what has been talked about all season. They've been an offensive-oriented team. They graduated some seniors that were defensive crazies out there, but today they have been all over the floor defensively, and Brittany McQueen has gotten the basketball in the lane. We said that was going to be a key this year, and she has definitely done that. She's gotten a lot of touches, has 11 points at the half, and Jillian Abshire has found her underneath, and that has been key. They play better when she's able to get the basketball. And then on the defensive end, they are defending all 5 players on the floor and getting in passing lanes, fast feet, pushing the ball in transition.
Now, this is not altogether unprecedented that Marist finds itself down by double digits in the MAAC tournament. As we take a look at the first half stats, Marist only 7 of 25 from the floor. If not for free throws, they would have only scored 2 points over the last 13 minutes of that half. But Julianne, you've been in the halftime locker rooms. What was going on in the other locker room for Coach Georges?
You know, Coach Georges is keeping his players positive right now. You've got a whole half of basketball left. He's not a man that gets real rustled. He doesn't get uptight about games.